Alrighty, this is the perspective review for the P3 Tidehunter. What a great voice line to spam. Alright, starting items look good. Armor ring, quelling blade, some regen, and a mango. I don't really think the mangoes is necessary. The regen you get from it's low, and Tidehunter doesn't really have a spell where he needs to really quickly spam a mango to use it. Like, you don't have a stun, you don't have a blink to get away, you don't have something where you would like instantaneously just need another mango. You're probably not going to use Gush or Anchor Smash to like secure a kill, but it's not a big deal. Going Soul Ring, Stick, Boots, and Arcane Boots and Pipe. Okay. Doesn't seem bad. Clock is off exploring, doesn't find anybody. You go looking around too. You don't have a spell yet. Hope you get Gush this time first. You tend to go Anchor Smash first. Oh, excuse me. We'll see. You don't have a negative armor ability to combo with, like, you had with Venge previously. But still, Gush is definitely a pickup here. The extra minus armor that you put on the enemy cores they're trying to tank creeps is significant. Because you must be considering it since you haven't skilled anything yet. No, you went Anchor Smash again. Oh well. Okay, good harass. You can waste his mana. That's a long cooldown on that. It's a long cooldown on that time walk. So you can harass him again a little bit. Because you won't have another time walk for a bit. What is his cooldown on that? 24 seconds early on. So you should have. Oh, this is a screw up. Clock should not be aggroing these creeps. He's taking a lot of damage for nothing. You need to bring him back to the wave. You missed the wave, so now you have to bring him all the way over to your tower. And now Clock aggroes the creeps again. That's really a shame. This is kind of a waste of time. You did have the Gush, that's nice, but now you gotta bring these creeps back. Eat a Tango here. Okay. There you go. Alright, couple freebies, that's good. You're gonna have this lane pushing because of the double here, so you're gonna clear a little faster than normal. Okay, that's good. Just the last hit. Because he's almost always going to walk off the Anchor Smash, so getting a right click on Void after Anchor Smash and he runs is probably low value because you're basically encouraging him to just time walk off the damage. Whereas if you Anchor Smash and then go for a right click, he has to decide whether he still wastes his time walk to get rid of just the Anchor Smash damage, or you get the free right click. And so really the way to do it is to make him decide, because then either he doesn't time walk off and he keeps the Anchor Smash damage, or he does time walk it off and you still get the last hit. Alright, that was a good one. Alright. That was a freebie, you could have had that one. It was early. That one you were too far for, I don't blame you on that. Early, you prepped that one for him, you gave him that one for free. Get some more hits on him. There you go. Now he's not going to have his time walk for like 18 seconds or something. Now you want to really get another spell on him. Like right after he time walks, if you can get both the Gush and the Anchor Smash on him, that's huge, because then that's another 210 damage that he can't time walk off. So you really want to get him when he wastes it early like that. Okay, good. Okay, now you want to Gush him after he's walked it off. You know he can't get rid of it for a minute. He's not taking a lot of damage from the creeps, but really you're losing the value of the Gush by not giving him minus armor. What is that, 4 probably? Yeah, 4 plus 5 when he's under the tower. Clock constantly taking the creeps back. I'm not sure if that's working out for you guys, because you're farming okay, but the thing is, Faceless Void is getting all of his farm too. The value point in Kraken Shell, that's excellent. It's exactly what you needed. Creeps basically don't do anything to you now. But the problem is Faceless Void is still getting all of his last hits because of this weird way that you pull creeps all the way around the clock. You're not getting a lot of harass on him like you were in the first couple waves. Alright, that was a miss, but that's fine. There's no one around to get the XP, so that deny wasn't really high value anyway. Okay. That was a shame you had to Anchor Smash for that, but it's not a big deal. Now you've got an extra creep in this wave, so you're going to be pushing. You need to pay attention. Clock is getting ganked by 3, you're about to get jumped next, so you gotta run. Okay, I don't mind the gush for the secure. But you definitely can't stay in the wave there while there's 3 right next to you. Go for the rune. You got 10 seconds, you can get the bounty rune, or not. Still secure the other one. That's a good effort, you at least clicked for it. Yeah, Faceless Void is now catching up, even though he had a bad start in the first couple waves, but you probably could have gotten that. Keep an eye on him. Oh, he's going to take that range creep from you, okay. Now you've wounded the other range creep though, so now this one's at risk. There you go. Oh, there you go. Yep. They prepped it for you. Mistake on their part. You can deny that range creep there. That would have been a good one. So there you go. Okay, so you skip the wand and you're going straight into the pipe components. I don't mind. A little bit of an uneventful start here. If this works out. Good prep, just to deny it earlier. That worked out. Gave him both of those. A lot of times you get your hero in a kind of an odd spot where the combination of your hero and your camera, so you actually can't see the creep's health bar. Because I'm playing from your perspective, and you're like swinging at health bars that you actually can't see, so you don't really know when the right time to last hit is. I think if you moved your camera a little bit, just kind of shifted your pan a little bit more, you'd probably have a better chance. Okay, so now he's 6. You're about to get chronoed. Okay, so this is a bad spot. You're playing basically under his tower, and for a second you were in the tower right when Faceless Void hit 6. And if Void chronoed you under the tower with the Snapfire shooting from the outside, that would have been really bad. He chronos, he probably has you here. The Snapfire walked into it. Okay. I mean, that's unfortunate. The Invoker's doing a good job of ganking your sideline, but you were kind of in a weird position diving through the tower there. The ward that Clock put on this cliff isn't excellent because it doesn't actually show people coming through the river to gank like Invoker normally will till the very last second, one little flash. So it's fantastic. You got to play a little safer because of that. Why would you? Okay. Guess you just figure you're gonna get the health all back anyway. Oh, excuse me. That's fine. I thought you were gonna like do a double spell cast there. But it was just for the Anchor Smash, which works out. Get all your mana back. You actually have really good health regen with the double early rings plus the soul ring. That is pretty great. Was that 6 strength and 8 regen? Your strength regen 5.1. Yeah, you've had a very passive, uneventful lane. You're doing well on your own farm, but you're not slowing the void down. Nothing's really happening. Your tide doesn't do anything yet. So hopefully you cut past the creep wave or the tower and cut creep waves with some vision from clock. But you really have to know that this area behind you is safe. You gotta pay attention when the Evoker leaves the lanes. Spot hit him there, but he's probably not harassable at this point. He doesn't have much in the way of items. It's just the Anchor Smash doesn't do enough. Yeah, by using both spells at the same time before his time walk off, it's easy for him to get rid of both. If you had held one and then used the other, he has to decide which one of the spells he walks off. That's nice. Now stay there and cut the creep wave this next time. No, cut that. Cut that. That's yours. This is the better way to play now, is to start forcing someone else to rotate up to this lane, hopefully free up mid or off. I don't know why you decided to block that. So you body blocked that camp yourself deliberately, and that doesn't make any sense to me. You could have stood outside the box, waited till those creeps spawned, walked in, aggroed them, and then you'd have the neutral creeps and those wave creeps. You just denied yourself a bunch of extra gold and XP. Sav never got used, which is fine. There are probably a couple places you could have thrown it on your Clockwork, since he's been playing overly aggressive all lane and dying a couple times, but it's good that you're doing fine here. Okay, they're going on you. You need to leave. Okay. That's interesting. So Invoker fucked up. He put the EMP way too late, so you still had mana for Ravage, which is kind of nice. If Invoker played that right, you would have lost your mana before you came out of the chrono, and you wouldn't have been able to Ravage. Stay in. Yeah, you need to stay in. You need to nuke a couple people before you go. You got the stuff to stay close. Good deal. You're not going to get this one. You just go back to farming. So you've had the gold for Magic Stick for a really long time and you haven't grabbed it. I'm confused as to why not. I don't know what you were doing there. Maybe you thought OD was coming with you, but this is a bad dive. You need to all leave. This is terrible. I don't know why you guys pump fake that, but that was a really bad spot. Clockwork might die here. Oh man. Okay, so it looks like you got at least a stick on the way. I didn't see what else disappeared. But it looks like your gold dropped more than 200, so I think you bought more than the stick. I'm kind of curious what's on that courier. Okay, you didn't get the stick at all, you just got a hood. I wouldn't have minded the stick. That would have been really good. You know, your Ravage is really expensive. Sometimes you're not going to have Soul Ring at the right time. It might be good to have the stick as well. Especially when you get ganked and you get a bunch of charges off of it like this. This is a bad spot for you to walk back into. You should have just given up the tower and get behind. The thing about defending these tier 1 towers is you want to defend behind the tower so that your team TP's in closer and you're not fighting out over here when you don't have the extra armor and health regen from the building. So Clock shouldn't have gone in, you shouldn't have been as far forward, and you guys should have baited them into the tower. You know, aggro the creep wave, pull the creep wave behind it, and then fight behind the building. But you guys, for some reason, came out in front of the building despite still being outnumbered, and that worked out really poorly. Would have been much better if you had fought behind the tower. And then even if you don't fight, if for some reason you defend behind the tower and they don't go for it, then you've wasted their time because they've got 4 heroes up here and you've got somewhere between 1 and 3. Yeah, you can't come back to the spot though. Like you're doing the same mistake you just did last time. I don't know if you guys are gonna, you know, full commit to something here, but it doesn't look like your team's with you. And so you can't rush out, because now you basically just lost half your HP and mana for nothing. You know, the tower may have saved 50 damage or something, but it doesn't seem like a lot of value. Yeah, they're still hanging around this area, and your team is here, so you guys either have to go for it or not. That was an okay Ravage. You got up before the EMP, so save your mana. You need to, yeah, there you go, Soul Ring and then nuke. There you go. Good slow. Probably got the kill there secured. This is a waste. You're wasting your time here, unless you're just harassing him so he can't focus elsewhere, but this is bad. Clock should not go back in there. Clock doesn't have enough, and Invoker still has enough to sort of man fight him. Yeah, Clock really needs to not go for this, and you have to tell him that. Bad Dust. You're gonna lose sight of him every 2 seconds in the trees, and now you're both dead. Like, yeah. I mean, it's probably good that you just left them to die, so maybe they learned, but you also gotta just tell them that you're not going in, because potentially the Clockwork may have expected you to suicide with him, and then that affected his decision making. I really want to know who keeps putting those fucking tangos there. You should stay for the rune. So you're not going to get this. The Invoker is probably just going to do more damage to you, and you just missed the top river bounty rune. So the Chikiro or whoever else TP'd in to help the Invoker probably just stole that top river rune. You weren't paying attention, yeah. Purple went for it and didn't get anything. He left it for Chikiro. And so that rune and all the gold it gives your team is worth more than you getting 2 last hits. Your 2 last hits is extremely low value there. I don't mind the Soul Ring usage to save your anchor mana when no one's around, but I would just be careful about using it when Void is about to return to the lane or someone else is. Could you just do that whether or not you see anybody? Maybe kind of risky. Not risky necessarily, maybe just less efficient. You know, yeah, you're saving the mana, but you're not baiting out the Void's time walk and basically putting him in a more risky position. It's better for you to, or it's better for Void to not have mana and not have time walk, rather than you to not have mana and potentially be a little less safe in your farm. Alright, so lightning stage is over. You guys are moving around, doing stuff. That's good. You're going for a Lotus Orb first. Don't really like that. I would prefer to see a Mechanism into a Greaves, so you can heal whoever gets, jumped on by the Invoker and the Chrono, or, counter a lot of the AoE damage that your team is going to take. Not completing the fight seems like a good idea. That's a good Ravage right there. It's a shame Clock missed his hook. This part is getting close. Easy. Yeah, you basically have to leave him to die. No, just leave him. You gotta leave. So, wow. I didn't notice. So the OD fucking astraled himself instead of the faces forward there. But he definitely leave the Clock to die. And at that point, OD looked pretty fucked too. And now Ogre came to help you, so now Ogre's gonna die for no reason. And that was a lot of chain feeding at the end instead of getting the good Ravage kill and then backing out. You guys committed for the Snapfire, and that really cost you. If you had just taken the first, couple of kills that you got off that big Ravage, then you would have been fine. You gotta sidestep that. That was an easy tornado to sidestep. You saw it coming at you. No TP scroll, so you need to get TP scroll and no damn neutral item. You guys are really big on not carrying neutral items. You've got a lost neutral that someone didn't pick up, and 3 unharvested ones. That's not good at all. Plus no TP scroll. Okay, moving stuff around, still going Lotus. Lotus into Blink. Not real thrilled about that. So your positioning isn't crucial on Tidehunter. I think I talked about this the last replay because I think you also played Tide then. Ravage is such a massive AoE that you don't necessarily need to be in the perfect spot to get it. It's not like Beastmaster Roar or you know, a Mars Spear or something like that that has to be much more precise. You can almost Ravage from anywhere in the team fight and get everyone that isn't BKB'd. Blink Dagger is nice to have, but I wouldn't go Blink before Greaves. I don't think I'd go Blink before completing the pipe, and I probably wouldn't even go Blink before building a Halberd. So I think the mobility you get from the Blink is going to be pretty low value. You can probably push out that way pretty safely. If you counter the Jakiro, just gush him and Anchor Smash. If you'd gushed him, you probably would have been able to catch up to him just a little bit there at the top of the stairs and got a hit. Scared him just enough that maybe he calls a teammate in to help him. Someone rotates. That's odd that Beastmaster's invading your jungle. Okay, Clock's going through wards and dies. It's a good gush. This is probably not a good kill though. The rest of the team's behind him. Yeah, too much stuff going on here. Alright. Interesting use of Macropyre. Alright, you guys need to form up. This is about to be a weird fight. Okay, good Ravage. It's a shame. It wasn't in the ult. Well, you never use your hood though. You got an active on hood to avoid magic damage? Okay. Use it really late after all the magic damage already been cast. Now it's only physical, so your hood isn't blocking much of anything. Okay. Yeah. I would have used hood much earlier when we were getting hit by the Jakiro. Your Ravage timing was really good there. Everything else was, you know, probably about as good as it could have been other than the hood. Alright, let's see if 30. Coming back. Eventually. Alright, you're back. Not a lot of new items. So, how much is that plate mail? You should be able to buy that. 1400, yeah, you should. If you're going for this, you might as well buy that plate mail. Because you're getting focused a lot by the Faceless Void in these fights. Okay. Got another neutral. Yeah, the stats are good for Ocean Heart. You need to, yeah, nuke those wolves. Hurry up and nuke those wolves. I don't know why you're waiting. Okay, trying to get the last hits on those. Yeah, I figured he would notice the wolves a lot earlier and micro them back. But you still got them. You need to push the next wave. You need to take the dangerous farm. You can't let, or you can't fight OD for the jungle farm. You need to leave the jungle for OD, Terrorblade, and you need to be taking the dangerous lane farm. Because when you get jumped in lane, it's not that big of a deal. When Terrorblade gets jumped in lane, like he might right now, it would be a really big deal. Like Terrorblade is showing in the offline all by himself. You guys are kind of postured around the area. Bottom is shoved in, so probably safe, but still a good rotation from them to go pick off that Terrorblade, and then you'd be in a bad spot. Offensive jungling though, this is good stuff. We want to see you getting that wave. Push that wave out or cut the next wave coming up behind. Yeah, cut the next wave to the tier 2 tower. Oh, no, they're coming in. Okay. You guys are backing out. Looks like not going to take this fight for some reason. You guys should smoke in and go take this. All 5 of you there. You got all your ults. You know, it's game time. They're split up. You guys aren't. Okay, get in there. Ravage when you have it. That's a fantastic Ravage. Didn't even need to use it earlier. The OD did die, and maybe you casting the Ravage earlier would have saved him, but that worked out nicely. The OD buyback is a little suspect. I don't think he's close enough to get in. Talk about that with this replay though. And now you're just farming though, so... I mean, I guess, yeah, the fight is kind of over, but you do want to stick a little closer to your team. Like, once the Ravage is cast, you can't just, like, leave the fight and say, oh, I'm done, that's it. You still got a tank. Like, as the Tidehunter with the great, damage reduction on Cracking Shell, you need to be the guy that soaks up all the damage that the Tidehunter does, so that OD and Terrorblade live a little longer. Like, they really need you to get hit so that they can hit back. You Ravage, and then you basically try and, like, hug the enemy heroes and just body block them by running at them as much as you can. It just makes it harder for them to go after someone like the OD. Alright, so you did get the Blink Dagger even before completing the Lotus. Now you're going back for the Pipe. Your build is going all over the place. It's kind of weird. So I don't think the Hood is as much value as you think it is. I think you're not getting a lot of the passive Hood reduction, and you're definitely not getting the active Hood reduction because you're not casting the block. And of course the Hood only helps you. The rest of your team are the ones that really need that Pipe magic resist. So it's good that you got it now, but you really should have picked that up before the Blink. Because I think that Pipe is going to do a lot to protect them from Snap Invoker Jakiro. Whereas before it was just you being protected. This is a little aggressive. They're probably not all going to go for you because they assume you're baiting for the team. They don't know that your team is actually too far to execute a gank here. And you really want to go as a group when your Ravage is up. So getting into that fight without Ravage is just asking for things to go badly. Because your Ravage is really the only counter to the Invoker Chrono, or the Invoker Chrono, Faceless Void Chrono. No one has a save other than OD's Astral, and OD's Astral isn't going to have the range usually to reach whoever's in the Chrono. The damage output is usually going to be too much for anyone but you to handle. So if they like Chrono the Terrorblade, he's probably just dead. Even if Invoker, or even if Faceless Void is the only guy hitting. And if Snapfire, Jakiro, or Invoker all contribute, then you guys are just screwed. So really, your Ravage is what saves the team from Faceless Void picking off any one person at once. And it's a crucial spell in this game. Okay, good TP, good Ravage. Okay, nothing you can do for that. You don't have a Halberd, so we have nothing to chase. You got a Blink in one. Blink, blink, blink. There you go. Blink, but okay. Use your spells. Those two, but yeah, just beat him down. Nothing to do about the rest of it. So that worked out really well. The Faceless Void is good at holding off the Chrono until just after the fight gets going. So usually you're not ravaging him while he's in Chrono, but it's still doing enough that the rest of your team can sort of tank through the Chrono or survive long enough through the Chrono, or at least most of them will, and then everyone else will punish the Void because you've stunned and pushed out the supports. I really don't understand why you're going for that Lotus Orb. You're not even buying the components. Hey, you got some more TP scrolls, that's good. Interesting. Blinks just to cancel your clarity. Ass. You guys are thinking about Roshin with Void coming back in 10 seconds. That's risky as hell. You guys should have done this way earlier. So after you won that last fight, you should have gone straight to the pit. Now that you're going at this point, it's too late. Their team is coming up. They're going to rotate on you. You don't have Ravage. You don't have your Ash, your Sandy's Eclipse. And it's just not a good spot. If you had done this like a minute earlier, then it would have been a much better choice. Now, of course, they're going to go back and take the Roche that you guys started and gave up on, and you need to smoke it and go get them. So even without Ravage, you have to try and defend this. You don't just outright lose this team fight no matter what. You know, Void doesn't have Chrono, you don't have Ravage, but everyone else has, you know, most of their stuff. So you can't just let this Roche go free. I don't even know if you guys realize it's happening. Everyone else is kind of posturing, but you're not. And so the fact that you're down here jungling while the rest of your team is on this high ground makes me think that they thought about contesting and couldn't because their offlaner wasn't there, or you guys didn't realize that these guys were just being inefficient. So no, I would have to hear the team comms for that. I wasn't there. Didn't get a recording of the comms. But if you were out of position while your team was calling to contest the Roche pit, then that would have been a mistake on your part. Alright, so you're going back for Guardian Greaves before getting the... I don't know why you're blinking up here, it's a bad spot for you. Before completing the Lotus. Like, I don't even know why you have the components here. You've been thinking about buying this forever. Now you've bought 3 different things instead. So now all you've had is just this value Perseverance ring for the whole game. Which isn't a terrible value item, but it's just odd because you delayed the Blink Dagger for it. Pipe actually. Use that pipe. Use that damn pipe. You got an active. Okay. Use your arcane boots, then use the pipe. Like either way, at some point, pipe has to be used. You know, you guys took on 3 magic spellcasters in that fight, and you didn't use your pipe of insight at all. You didn't cast the active. Maybe you knew the fight was going to go so amazingly well, but I doubt that. And even if you think it's going to go well, maybe everyone else is coming in. Faceless Void and Beastmaster could have been close. You need to cast the pipe early, give everyone that magical resistance. This is good though. Nice harass. I don't know if you have much time to shove this. This is risky. Maybe you're trying to force out a buyback. That'd be nice. Yeah, you and the Terrorblade together are not... is not great finishing. Yeah, the Terrorblade should step back a little bit. Okay, so you got that. You guys should back out now. Still a little bit of time before the rest of the team comes up. TPing out there, you know, sort of envision is risky, but they were a little too far away to chase, so they didn't get to punish you on that. But usually, you guys should run away as a team a little bit further, and then you should TP behind trees instead of in front of them. Alright. When you're just walking around like this, use your blink just for a little bit of extra mobility. You see 3 heroes elsewhere on the map, you know nothing's going to happen for the next 10-15 seconds. It's okay to use your blink in a moment like that to get a little more farm efficiency and move between camps and waves faster. Alright, so one of the things with the Guardian Greaves is you can get a free pop off of both Arcanes and the Mechanism, and then once Guardian Greaves combines, then they reset the cooldown. So you can get a free heal. Same thing with going from Hood into Pipe. You can have the Hood ready, cast it on yourself, get the magic resistance, and then let the Pipe combine, and then also get the Pipe resistance. So a couple free cooldowns you can abuse. I don't think you did for either one. Yeah, I don't know, like, I guess your Lotus Orb thinking is to save someone from the Beastmaster 5-second stun, but that's really not great here. You really want to get a Halberd for the Faceless Void. That's really your big item here. Clockwork could also get a Halberd, but I don't think he's going to. He went Spirit Vessel. We talked about that in the Clockwork replay. So basically it's on you. Let's see, what does Ogre have? Force Staff, Aether Lens. Okay, so it's basically on you to be all the utility for this team. And so the Lotus Orb purging the stun is just not that fantastic. You need a little more tankiness, and you need more disable for the enemy team. And the Lotus Orb is just purely defensive. You get a little bit of tankiness, but you don't have any way to slow the enemy team down other than getting your guy out of the stun quicker. Oh, excuse me. Honestly, getting a Force Staff on you might not be a terrible idea either. Because I think between Ogre and Clockwork, only one of them is going Force, and your team really needs more than one Force Staff. OD should have one too, but his is going to turn into a Hurricane Pike, which he's going to use probably offensively. So I would think that Halberd or Force Staff are both better pickups here. Let's see, 34 minutes in. Keep forgetting to check the roast timer. There just should be off. But really, you guys should be smoking more, so... and that's not on you. That's just a general realization. You should be taking this farm, which is good. It's excellent that you're taking the lane farm, which is dangerous, and you're the person showing on the map. But the rest of your team should be jungling more and then smoking, try and get a gank. Okay, missed hook shot. After that missed hook shot, you should not go in here. Clock didn't hook in right, and you're not close enough to get everyone in the Ravage, so this is not excellent. Faceless Void's coming back. You guys are all about to get 4-man chrono. Holy crap, that was terrible. You guys pooped up for that hard. That was not a good chrono. You got what, Beastmaster and Snap. There were several times earlier you could have used that. And I wouldn't have gone to that bottom right side of the fight for it. So that was unfortunate. Yeah, but really, once Clockwork misses the hook shot, they know that you guys are ready to go on them, and everyone's so far away, and you guys just gotta quit, start over. Alright, so your Ravage is down, his Chrono's down, you guys are gonna turtle for a bit, I imagine, maybe lose a tower. What was that? Okay, you got a repair kit, that's not bad. Let's see if you have to use it, it's gonna fix a building here. Yeah, if you guys had a Force Staff here, that'd be really helpful. You did use your pipe that time, which is nice. Okay, I wouldn't poke him too much. Might be surprised. It might get you. Yeah, you guys are all splitting too much farm now. Like, you're either chasing for a kill or you're farming really poorly. It's one of those two things, and I don't think you're chasing for a kill. So it looks like you're just farming really poorly right now. You know, you guys don't have any reason to shove high ground here. Like, it's not like, oh, Chrono's down so we can suddenly siege them. That's not how it works. Pipe, 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 pipe. Where's your fucking pipe? Click your pipe button. There you go. Goddamn. Probably Guardian Greaves here, so you have another one for the second wave. I think you might be saving it for Dispel, which is also good. Okay. You guys are really going to try and force this, huh? Not a good spot. I don't think this is good. Why does OD keep astraling himself instead of the fucking enemy? That's a shame. Alright, so you've been disabled. Not good. So the Chrono has a shorter cooldown than your Ravage, so even though you used Ravage before he used Chrono in the last fight, his Chrono comes back up sooner. So if you're kind of on the tail end of how long you think your Ravage is going to come back up, his Chrono is going to be there first. And so if you guys want to force something like that, you really need to do it earlier. Well, alrighty, we're back. Alright, so you guys are dead for a minute, and turtle it. Still thinking about that Lotus Sword thing. You're not going to have it for a long time. I mean, you get it probably in the next minute or so, and you get basically another Dispel, but you've got Guardian Greaves for basic Dispel. So you're doubling your Dispels. That was not a great Chrono. Single Chrono on the Invoker. This fight does not look good. That doesn't look good at all. What's the Lotus Orb price here? That is 3,900, whereas your Halberd is 38. Okay, so a little bit cheaper. Have it about the same time. Although the halberd you probably would have already had. You would have put a Sanj here for more tankiness, and then you would just run out, pick up the evasion talisman. That fight worked out really well somehow. Everybody wasted everything on you. Probably 2 early BKB pops on Invoker and Faceless Void, and somehow the fight drug out long enough that it worked out. It's kind of impressive. I thought that was a really bad Ravage, but maybe you knew something I didn't. Maybe you realized that, you know, I popped their BKBs early and they'll be screwed for the rest of the team. And if that was the plan, then that's good shit. Because I thought you just wasted the chrono getting the single Invoker. And then the Invoker ended up like BKBing immediately afterwards too. Alright, so you guys are walking around, still not sure what to do. Did you just... Oh no, okay, check someone else's info. For a second I thought you changed to Scotty. I was like, really? Alright, now you're power jungling. It's not great. You're also away from your team. This is your chance to go, you know, secure an outpost. Looks like this guy's gonna die while you're on the wrong side of the map. Like at this point, your farm is over. The farm you get is from team fights and when you're farming together as a group and you're pushing the wave. You really shouldn't be solo farming at this point. The clock dying has ruined all your best chances for anything. Oh, so you switched to refresher. I like that. I like that a lot. I wonder if you had stopped on the purse deliberately to give yourself the option to switch to refresher. Because that's fucking fantastic. So that's a whole lot better for you than the Lotus Orb. And if you get a double Ravage off, then your team is going to be much better set up to win a fight. Spell Prism, also really good for you. So yeah, you now have Ravage up, so that means Void has had Chrono up for a little bit longer than that. This doesn't look like a good fight here. I wouldn't do this. Okay. Yeah, you got a freebie here. I guess everyone else was too far. I wouldn't notice the other guys in the side lanes. Maybe you guys noticed yellow was here and pink was down here, so it was pretty safe to go for it. Someone should be leaving their courier in the Roche Pit, whoever the lowest value person is, probably the P5. You should have their courier sitting there. Well, someone should, doesn't really matter who. Lotus Orb. Refresher Orb is going to be great. 375, just wonder what your mana is. So it's going to be expensive, 650, but yeah, you get the Guardian Greaves to make up for it, so it's fine. You should have plenty of mana. This is good, you pushing, taking the dangerous farm again, but you guys really got to be aggressive now. You guys, like every fight, you're just waiting for the Faceless Void to jump in and chrono somebody, unless you guys are pushing. When you guys are pushing, you jump in and you delete some supports, and that's really the better way to take the fight. Because you don't want the fight to start with you all getting chronoed, because that just forces you to Ravage. I mean, now you have double Ravage, and they may not realize that, but it is a bad way to do things. This is great. If you guys are smoking here, that's perfect. You guys go pick off a support, and hopefully they still take the fight. Jakiro's dead. He's respawning now. This is excellent. Fortunately, you don't have a good way to stun with the clock in the back. Clock needs to be the first fucking person up here. Yeah, Clock needs the hook shot and dust, not smoke. So, does he even have dust? He does. But, okay, that was way too far, and you didn't even get the hook shot. Why even bother? So, really, the Clockwork needs to hook someone, cogs them, and then dust them, if it's the Invoker. And then you've got to kill right off the bat. That was all a waste. Clock was in the back, and then he went off to the side. He saw Invoker by himself, didn't hook him, and wasted the dust, so now he's got to buy more dust. I don't think he has any on the way. You don't have the space for dust, but that's just a thing. So while I do like the Refresher Orb, I still think you should go back for a Halberd. I mean, double Chrono or double Ravage is probably your like game-winning condition at this point, but disabling the Faceless Void in a longer fight is going to be really valuable. So you should really be buying the first part of the Halberd, the Sanj. Oh, that's a shame. They banished him. Why did that? Where's your second, I was about to say, what's going on? You should have used, I don't know if you used Guardian Greaves twice. And your pipe you definitely did use twice, because you haven't even used it the second time. Holy crap, cast that pipe. There you go. Yeah, you guys can't all keep up on that Faceless Void. You gotta hit the stuff in the back. So if everyone is going to just run onto the Faceless Void like that, then you have to split off and let them all try to take that fight with supports with the other stuff. So that's a shame. I think this is probably a loss at this point. That was good that you had your Refresher Orb for that fight, but the Astral on top of your Ravage kind of mistimed it for you. So you got everyone else twice, but otherwise I think it was not really well executed. Alright, so you guys are going to set up for another fight here. You have one more chance to try and win the game. Let's see how this goes. You are starting to build the Halberd. That's really good. I don't think you've used your buyback, so you bought the Talisman, and you don't have the gold for buyback because of it. That's fine. Maybe it was close enough. 1600. No, you wouldn't have had it anyway. Alright, good pressure. Not taking the outpost, I think, is a mistake. But whatever. Okay, just an illusion. You guys power farming. Okay, here we go. There's a fight. Is it a fight or is it not? Nope, everyone gets out. That's fine. You're losing your base though, so you guys got to come back for that. Is that an illusion? Yep. Alright, looks like this is the last fight here on your top tower. Everyone's going to turtle, I assume. Let them push out. Ooh, where are you going? Why are you by yourself? Why are you by yourself? Holy crap, you were way too far up there. Okay, so you wasted the first Ravage, you got nothing. You didn't use your Guardian's Greaves or your Pipe on the first time. And now you're dead without even using your Refresher. So that was really bad. I'm not gonna lie, that may have cost you guys the game. You know, you guys probably would have lost anyway, but you had a chance to turn it. With your double Ravage, you know, there are a lot of situations where you guys could have won that game. And you going out and exploring by yourself without your team right behind you, and then, you know, basically getting beat on by the Faceless Void alone while no one else was close, chronoing him during BKB, or ravaging him during BKB without using Greaves or Pipe the first time, and then not having buyback, you know, the Ravage off the second time. That was really not great. Alright, so I think it was just some macro stuff at the end of the game there. Early on, you did great. Your laning was good. You didn't really bully the Faceless Void, but you got your own farm. You mostly got the right items. I would have gotten Greaves first, then Pipe, then Blink. Probably not even Blink. I probably would have gone Halberd first, and then gone Blink afterwards. The Refresher Orb was an excellent choice, though. I didn't even think of that. And having the double Ravage really gave you guys a better chance to win team fights. It's just, unfortunately, you didn't get to use it effectively. So, alright, we'll go ahead and cut that one here.